Thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Bob Gavin and I'm with Maquoketa State Bank.
Yeah, and I'm David Hayes, retired City Parks and Rec Coordinator from 1980 to 2005, and then I continued on the YMCA Board of Directors, and I'm currently on the Foundation Committee that meets pretty regularly also.
And the reason that Dave and I are with you here today is we were asked to talk a little bit about the beginning of the Maquoketa Area Family YMCA and how it came to life. Dave and I were both happened to be on a citizens committee that was formed in the initial stages of the Maquoketa Area Family YMCA. So we're here today to talk a little bit about that. This project started out back in approximately 1999. At that time, the city had a survey done on the current pool situation. At that time, our current pool situation was an old bathhouse and an old swimming pool circa 1940 to 1950, and a new swimming pool circa 1972. At that time, when the facilities were reviewed by the city, it was found that those three units were lacking in the need of maintenance and quality of the units themselves, which at that point the city council decided it was time to put together a citizens committee to find out what the citizens of Maquoketa wanted for their recreation needs. At that time, around 1999, a committee was formed of local citizens to do that review process. So that group was very active, moving about, looking at other communities about what they had for their recreation needs. In 2000, a community survey was put out to kind of determine the community's input on what they wanted as a recreation need for the community. And through that survey, it was really found that the community wanted an indoor pool that also had a recreation facility attached to it. Through the work, this committee continued to move forward. They had a contest to try to see about naming the facility, and a local youth came up with the name of the Area Recreation Center, or ARC, and that's how the committee started its name with the ARC Committee. This committee moved on and continued to do things, met with architects, came up with a design, and it was moving along and was going through the process even up till about 2005. Along 2005, some new members got involved and things started to take shape even faster. Fundraising took place and things started to move forward. And that's the time Dave is going to talk about now, from 2005 onward.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I'm not really sure when fundraising efforts began, sometime around 2003, 2004. And by December 2004, the ARC Committee and community members had raised approximately $2.4 million in donations towards this indoor pool recreation center, so-called the ARC. The early estimate on the project was around $5.2 million, and that over time got scaled back. The ARC Committee around that time also suggested possibly affiliating with the YMCA, similar to other communities here in Iowa. In 2005, there was an application made to the Vision Iowa group. It's called a CAT grant, and that committee was very instrumental in receiving an award of $850,000 back in 2005. In 2005 of February, the project was scaled back, like I said, to around $4.4 million, and we had the committee had secured around $3.6 million, which left the City Council to agree to commit roughly $1.3 million to the project. Back in 2005, CEO of the Scott Community Family Y was Frank Klipsch, who eventually became the mayor of Davenport. We spoke with Frank, and he agreed to come to the City Council and pitch the idea of affiliation with the YMCA. In March of 2005, the City Council did agree to such an affiliation with the Scott County Family YMCA. And in May of 2005, the design build phase began, with fundraising continuing. Construction began in 2006, and we had a grand opening in December of 2007. Just as a recap of my remarks, the Maquoketa Area YMCA has become the envy of many Iowa communities, and the Y serves many area residents of all ages and continues to seek the financial support of our area citizens.
Absolutely. What I want to do is take a moment to thank Dave Hayes and all the other community members. It takes a lot of people to get something accomplished like the Maquoketa Area Family YMCA is currently. So Dave and I were here to give this brief insight If we go to a popular meme as of today, here's the beginning and here's where we are now. Dave and I talk a little bit about here's the beginning. We would love to have somebody follow up and now talk about where we are currently with the YMCA. And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us today and remind everyone to be as generous as you can be to help us meet our goal today in fundraising. So, for Dave Hayes, I'm Bob Gavin, and thank you for joining us for Where the Y Began.